Hard work is not enough. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Motivation Monday. And before you click off this video, let me explain. I believe in hard work. I believe hard work is necessary. But in the realm of sports or in the realm of other things you want to be successful at, hard work is not enough. And I'm going to go back to a story of me in my college years. So this is my sophomore going into my junior year. So my sophomore year, I had a really good year over at Aurora University. I had almost 1,000 yards rushing while only playing in 8 of 10 games. Had I played in 10, I most likely would have got that 1,000 yards. I think I was at like 925, so I needed 75 more yards. And that off season, I had a chance to talk to my coaches. My coaches actually talked to my parents, and coming from a small D3 school, they said that they were going to have professional scouts take a look at me. Now, I always had the drive to play pro football, but being a 5'7", half white, half Mexican kid at a Division III school, it's extremely unlikely, to say the least. But when I heard the news that offseason, I trained like an absolute maniac. A maniac. I took no days off. I did not care about my sleep. I did not care really what I ate. I worked painting and landscaping over that summer, and there were some days where I trained at midnight or 1 a.m. I trained like a maniac. Heavy squats every day, sprinting every day, heavy upper body, heavy lower body. I would take maybe 1 day off a week, if that. And see, that's where the problem was, because that year, my junior year in college, I went into camp and my body felt horrible. I didn't understand. I trained hard. I did the hard work thing. But the issue was I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the understanding. I didn't have the wisdom. So, and what I mean by that is I should have trained hard, but I should have recovered just as hard. If I knew then what I knew now with different training modalities, with studying, success leaves clues. I study different trainers. I know people in person. One of the best things I did, and I had him on the Motivation Monday, was train with Coach Don Beebe at House of Speed, learning different training methods. And till this day, I'm constantly learning from, and these are guys, Google them: Louis Simmons, Westside Barbell; Jay Schroeder, Evo Sports; Ben Patrick, Knees Over Toes guy. And that's just to name a few that I take from. So it's Rick Fisher in person, shout out Rick, that has taught me different training, Russian techniques, stuff that works, stuff that athletes ought to incorporate. See, I train like a bodybuilder, which most people do in the realm of athletics. There's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't know. I trained so hard that I broke my body down so much that my junior year, I lasted 4 games and I tore my hamstrings. And I've torn my hamstrings on both sides 4 or 5 times, 9 times total, and it was non-contact injuries, and it was me training hard but not having the wits behind it. I'm going to give you an analogy, all right, of just training hard. Let's say you are looking for gold in a field. There's 2 fields, and one of the fields has nothing but soil for miles and miles and miles, and the other field has gold 10 feet down. Now, if I have you go dig in the field that's miles and miles and miles of soil, you could work as hard as you want, but you're not going to get to that gold. But I have you go work hard in the field that has 10 feet of soil and billions of dollars worth of gold. We'll call the gold the knowledge and the understanding, knowing how to train, knowing how to sleep, knowing how to eat, all right, knowing how to have the mental prowess to be an elite athlete. That field of gold, we're going to pair hard work with wisdom, and you're going to get to where you need to get to. So that's the thing, guys. It's not only hard work. Okay, I could work hard and do stuff that's not going to set me up for success. I'm working hard, but that hard work is futile. It's not getting me to where I need to be. So my suggestion in sports and in life is pair hard work with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Put those 2 together, and you're going to go a lot further than just hard work alone, because hard work alone oftentimes doesn't work. Okay? Another thing is set a higher standard for yourself and stick to it. Don't just look at status quo of what people are doing, and don't just take advice from any person. Okay, but success leaves clues. Surround yourself with people who are better than you and people that know more than you do. Humble yourself. Understand that, and this was a hard pill for me to swallow in my late teens, early 20s, because I thought I knew more than I knew. Boy, was I wrong. And 9 torn hamstrings later and a bunch of non-contact injuries later, it took me to humble myself and change the way I was training. And by the way, also getting more than 3 hours of sleep a night is useful. Eating the right foods that will fuel you instead of hamper you is useful. And I have bad eating habits, guys. I love sweets. I love cake. I love cookies. You put a tray of cookies in front of me, man, this serves 10 people. That 10 people is me and one person. So I have vices. I'm not perfect, and I still struggle with this. But I'll tell you right now, at 28 years old, I'm the fastest I've ever been. I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'm the most flexible I've ever been because I now train holistically. I take what I put into my body. I take even from a mental standpoint. I don't. I try not to listen to garbage music. I try not to watch garbage shows or garbage movies because I know that's going to have the input is going to have a direct carryover to the output. So set a higher standard. Don't just look at average. Set an astronomical standard, right? And then learn from others without over comparing yourself, right? There's a quote that's comparison is the thief of joy. All right, as an athlete, why the heck would I compare myself to some like a Victor Wembanyama or like a LeBron James? I'm 5'7". Those guys are freaking, 6'9", 7 foot. It's not healthy to compare myself to someone like that. Even, NFL receivers that are 6'4", that are running jump ball fade routes. That's just not what I'm going to be doing. And that's okay because teams need good slot receivers too. So just because you're not, this or not that, or maybe you're 6'5" and 300 pounds, you're an O-lineman. All right. You probably won't play quarterback. That's okay. All right. That's the beauty about football or most team sports is, accept your role and really fine tune yourself at that role. All right. Another thing is you got to have patience, right? You got to be patient and engage in consistent action. It trips me out when people train something for a week or even a month or even a few months and they're like, why am I still like this? Sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to really see that difference. But you have to embrace it, you have to harness it, and you have to engage in consistent action. We live in a generation, and the generation under me, even my generation, we're the microwave, we're the TikTok generation. We want stuff to happen immediately. Guys, that's not how it works. You can't plant a seed and expect that seed to be a wonderful plant in one day. You got to nurture that seed. It's the same thing with your training, guys. It's the same thing with film study. It's the same thing with all of that. You have to be patient and you have to engage in consistent action. And 6 months down the line, 8 months down the line, a year down the line, you're going to be way better. I tell people all the time in the gym that are trying to lose weight, stick with it. Give yourself 6 months of consistent action. Change your eating habits, change your sleeping habits, even if it's one thing at a time, and continue working out. You don't need 8 hours a week. You need 30 minutes. Some people just need 30 minutes 3 days a week, and you're going to see big, massive improvements. Even losing that first 20 pounds when you're carrying, 300 to 400, 500 pounds is going to feel so good. All right, same thing as an athlete. You have to start somewhere and you have to be patient and engage in that consistent action. You got to be disciplined and do it when you don't want to do it. All right. So also focus on skills as well as tough physical training and watch film. Not every day are you going to be able to squat super heavy like I did, unless you want to tear hamstrings like I did, right? But you could always focus on skills in sports, right? If you're a basketball player, you can shoot 500 free throws a day and it's not going to damage your body too much. As a football player, you could lay on the ground and throw the ball up and catch it. Or any sport, you can watch film. You can watch film of pros. You can watch your own film and write stuff down. See, I didn't know how to watch film when I was younger. I didn't know how to study opponents. Now I do. So I encourage you, Don't just train super physically exhausted every day because you're going to get diminishing returns. You have to recover, take your recovery seriously, but do the skills of the sport that you're in. You know, if you're a volleyball player, practice passing the ball up to yourself. You don't have to always train crazy hard to get better at your sport. Skill training is just as important, and film study is just as important. That's going to make you better along with your physical training. All right? Another thing, do something until you can't get it wrong. So many of us practice something until we get it right. But I challenge you, practice something until it's weird for you to get it wrong. If you do a skill 100 times, you get it right 99 times and get it wrong once. But that one time you get it wrong is the weird part, all right? Don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong, okay? And then constantly learn. There's so much information out there on the internet. You can be a forever learner. There's books you can read. You know, people have their training techniques out there on YouTube, on Instagram. Follow these people, learn from them, and you don't have to take everything they say, because good trainers will admit, I train athletes. Do I have it all figured out? Nope, I do not. But see, the difference is I'm constantly learning, and I challenge you in whatever thing you're in, constantly learn, constantly get yourself better. Okay, learn from the people who have come before you. I like the quote that says, success leaves clues. This is what I like doing. I like studying the people that made professional sports that weren't supposed to. Of course, there's going to be genetic freaks, the genetic outliers, the LeBron James, the Saquon Barkleys of the world. But there's people on NFL, NBA rosters, professional softball, professional volleyball, professional fill in the sport, that don't look the part, that may be undersized, that may be skinny, that may be overweight, you know, but they are freak athletes, right? That maybe weren't genetically gifted in high school and even in college, but their training separated them. Their consistency separated them. Find those people that were never supposed to even make professional and learn from them and study them, okay? Surround yourself with people that know things that you currently don't and that are better than you are, because iron sharpens iron. So a lot of times in athletics, I've done this before where I think I know it all. Boy, was I wrong. I honestly strongly believe, and I don't know, God knows, but I honestly strongly believe, had I been training properly and actually listening, you know, to the people that knew more than I did, and went into these studies, I wouldn't have torn my hamstrings as much as I did. But hey, the great news is, my perspective nowadays is I can help somebody. I could teach somebody the stuff I wish I knew, or the stuff I was too cocky to think I knew. I could teach them now. Hey, I did this the wrong way and tore all my hamstrings, and I had so many non-contact injuries. Does not have to be you. So learn from your mistakes and pass it down to the people, right? So hard work is great, paired with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I know I may get some flack for this video. Oh, hard work is, I'm not saying hard work's not important. Okay, I would be the biggest hypocrite in the world if I said hard work's not important. But don't dig in the wrong direction, because then that hard work is just futile, guys. All right, pair hard work with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and on top of that, get great mentors, okay? Like I said, there's too many people that have taught me so much stuff that I can't even name. And the beauty of today's day and age is, you could listen to me talking behind this camera right now. You can find incredible trainers, all right, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Now, warning, there are some snake oil salesmen out there that just want to go viral, okay? But there's also genuine people out there that if you incorporate even a few of their exercises into your regimen, you're going to get bigger, faster, stronger. You're going to have injury prevention worked into that. There's been some stuff that I do now. At 28, my body feels better than it did at 18, okay? Because I pair hard work, and now I pair the knowledge together. Back then, when I was 18, I just did hard work. I squatted heavy 6 days a week and wondered why my hamstrings were tearing and my body felt horrible. Well, no duh. All right. And then in closing, guys, again, the whole video is wrapped up in this. Work hard, but pair that hard work with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And not just in athletics, but in anything in life, you're going to go far. So if this video was helpful, feel free to subscribe to the Coach with Ols channel. And guys, I'll be honest, I don't like talking. I prefer having guests on. So if you are somebody that has a great story, all right, which is pretty much everybody, and that has gone through trials and tribulations, feel free to contact me. Reach out to me, okay? You could DM me on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. You could comment on my YouTube channel. I want you to tell your story because you have more reach than I do, right? I can only reach a certain amount of people. I used to believe in the myth that my message is for everybody. My message isn't for everybody, guys, and that's okay. Your message is not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. But I want to encourage you to get out of your comfort zone, right? And if you want to come on a Motivation Monday video, reach out to me. Email is cols0326@gmail.com. You know, my YouTube channel is Coach with Ols. My name is Connor Olson. And you can reach me also my Instagram, because I post previews on my Instagram to the videos. It's 26Connor26. Feel free to DM me. Feel free to follow me. But like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to answer every single question you guys have. And God bless you guys. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out.